Hilchos Krias. Page Reish Vav.
Two of there from Yatzach to Motzi Shah, first day into
It's a family house for kids.
Yeah.
Hilchos Krias.
Very important.
Page Reish Vav.
They went around to the walk through today to see where it was already. You know what I mean?
Lemon Ches. Reish Vav.
Second floor kitchen.
One page before. Lemon Ches. Hilchos Krias Bechesel Boyir Aleph Sifim. Krias Shachris VaArvis He Min HaTorah. Shenemar B'Shach B'cha Uv'Komecha. Yesh Oimrim. Sheparsha Rishono B'Vad He Min HaTorah. Meaning Shema. I'm sorry. The Shema V'Hafta. Shema V'Hafta is Min HaTorah. Amasha Nemer Parsha Shni B'Shach B'Komecha. This that in the Parsha V'Hay in Shemaya it says B'Shach B'Komecha. The Divrei Torah Kasam Adabar. Over there it's talking about Divrei Torah. Yeshayim. Yeshayim. Other Rishonim say Shagam Parsha Beis He Min HaTorah. No. Iva Hayeshemaya is Min HaTorah. V'Yeshayim Shapasuk Yishim Balvad Shu Shema Yisrael Hu Min HaTorah. Three shittas in Rishonim. Umasha Nemer V'Dibarta Ba M'Chulu Shapkum Echad. U'Musav Al Pasuk Yishim Balvad. It's referring to the first pasuk. Aval Parsha Sita Shetiknu B'Shem Zchiras Tiyas Mitzrayim Tivihakum V'Dibrisoifrim V'Shamas Kisayim Ifnei Atzmai. The idea that we read by Parsha Sitzis together with Shema, that is Midrabanan. There is a chiyuv min HaTorah to mention Yitzias Mitzrayim every day. Kol Yemei Chayecha. Kol Yemei Chayecha. That's it. The ending. The ending is Ani Hashem Elokeichem Asher Tzeisi Yasam Mitzrayim. So, if you mentioned Yitzias Mitzrayim b'fnei atzmai, then when you're saying Vayomer, it's only with the Rabbanan, because you already were Yitzim in HaTorah. So, meaning the idea of Vayomer is Etzad Yitzias Mitzrayim. That is not Min HaTorah. You have to be together with Shema. Obal Yach. Now, what is the halacha l'maisa? The Alter Rebbe inside the Shulchan Aruch does not clarify as to which shita is the ikr. There are three opinions. In the parentheses, it says Obal nafesh yachmer la'atzmai v'shol Torah. Kol ma shenegel l'maisa b'chilukei svaros elim. As well. Yeah, you should say the whole thing. And any nafkah that might come up, you have to be machmer. Days.
The thing he doesn't say the halacha, he just says Ba'al.
Yeah.
Two times Shulchan Aruch, the Rebbe, like.
It's interesting, and he doesn't say over here that Safek Midraisa L'Chumra.
Nothing.
Ba'al Nefesh. Ba'al Nefesh is a special yid.
By what is it called? Tchumim. Tchum Shabbos. Also use the lotion. Even though there is no 100% kosher, but nefesh yachmer. It's very interesting.
What's it, Mehadrin?
No,
Nefesh?
Doesn't say.
What by nefesh? Somebody care more.
Everybody is nefesh. Everybody is a nefesh.
No, it's about nefesh means someone higher madrega.
Higher madrega.
You want
It's interesting. We have to look into it because really, Why is it only about nefesh? It's a shaila min haTorah. You have a suffix min haTorah. Suffix min haTorah l'chumra. Okay, so this is something that we need to ma'ayin in. Maybe I'll have a chance. I'll be ma'ayin more in this issue.
Vilone, the word b'shor b'chol kumecha. That's it. What does it mean b'shor kumecha?
Yeah. You have to see inside really what all these Rishonim are arguing. It's all Rishonim here. Rambam, Rashba, Rashi, Ben Yonah. All the Rishonim are arguing on Pshat over here.
We said before Hodu also the Shema. This is only for the tefillin, to kiss a tefillin.
No, this is in case when time you reach Shema and davening, it's already after the Zman.
Oh, so
you say earlier.
But then again, you say only the first parsha.
Right. So we're not going to go ad kedei kach to machmir like the other third day.
Right.
You covered 2 days. Shema.
The first pasuk and Be'ah.
Yeah. Then the third day you weren't. We're not going to matriach you so much just because of a chash.
it's not for the tefillin?
No.
To kiss the hand and the head?
We kiss the hands in that, but not because of that.
Okay.
This
is it has in Shulchan Aruch because maybe we'll see about it soon. Because maybe the tzibur will take time when the same psukkah of Zimra. By the time you're going to get there, it's going to be Zman Kiyishna already. And you didn't say Kiyishna. We tried to makbid before already because a lot of times we're going to daven anyways later. So you have to be careful. Beis. Zman Kiyishna Shal Shachris Min HaTorah U Misha'ala Amod HaShachar. Sha'az mixes b'nei Adam. Begilin lako b'ritasab. The afa pisha mu'atim. Mepeiru v'kumecha lashon yachid. We can go by the yichidim, by the mu'atim. Loimer sh'oichel achav Aval koide koidim l'chein l'yatzich avas min ha'torah sh'af sh'mix b'nei Adam kamim gamkin koidim l'aleis ha'shachar. Mikruhu ve'en helchan acharav. We don't look at that. That's already too early. And we're not mashgiach on those people. Say it's Islam. Some people do it, but it doesn't become, it's not considered a krias. But we go by Alois HaShachar. Achachamim also harchakwa v'geder v'tiknu shal yikra chatchila ad shah shadarken shal roi b'nei adam which is called Mishiyakir. When you can recognize your chaver who's 4 amas away from you. He has to know him a little bit.
4 amas from here to the wall?
Yeah, to the pillar. She'im ragli me harbe yakidana firachik harbe. Ain't it argument klal? You can't even look at him. I don't know him at all. Someone. It's not very clear outside. And you're able to see them and recognize them, that's called Mishiyak. You're not going to recognize this individual. So meaning, Hachamim were concerned that remember those days they didn't also have no watches, no calendars,
no light outside.
Everything is relying on the vision, the visual. So you're relying that someone says this Alois HaShachar. So Hachamim were concerned someone might go before Alois. Said don't read it right by Alois. Read a little later by Mishiyakir. And then we know for sure, your Yaitza for sure it was by Alois already. So, but Minat Torah, it's from Misha'Allah Amad HaShachar. Now when's the ending time? The ending time is Zman Krias Shema. The Nimshech Zmana, the time goes on, Ad Soif Gimel Shois Me'aleis HaShachar. 3 hours into the day is the Soif Zman. Shetchila zmanim and atoira. Sheyesh tzas bilon shegim lokim v'tasam save gimel shoyis alayin kim b'lokim v'yitzim. Why does cheshbon of 3 hours? Because there are some people that still get out of bed in the ending of 3 hours in the day. Like people that don't have to work, the name Malachim. Someone doesn't have to. He doesn't have to work. Teenagers, the parents work, teenagers sleep. So they can sleep till Saif Gimel Shois. So 3 hours from Alois. Now, these 3 hours, by the way, like he's going to explain right now, are not 60-minute hours. That's called in halacha shois shavos, equal hours of always 60 minutes. Rather, these are minutes called zmaniyos. He says there, shois elu on the top of page Zayin, the third line. Heim zmaniyos. Shekol yoim bein aruch bein kotzer nechlak shois. Every day, whether it's long or short, you have to divide that day in 12. A quarter of the day is always mankiyashim. If you went a 60-minute hour, it wouldn't always be a quarter of the day. Since we go by 12 hours of that day, we divide that day into 12. So it's always a quarter of a day. Maybe because 3 hours out of 12 is a quarter. In the winter time, the day is short. And a quarter of the day is very short because when you have a short day, hours are short.
I said there is 9 hours, not 12 hours. I said the quarter, no, not 3 hours. Or 2 hours.
Now, I want to point out something over here, very important. So in Shulchan Aruch, he said, let's make it clear. There's Tchila Zman and Soif Zman. Tchila Zman min HaTorah is Alois HaShachar. Tchila Zman midrabanan, Mishiyakir. As I tell people, Shavuos by night. They stay up till Alois and then they go straight to bed. Some of them are not, so if they could stay after Mishiyakir, good, say Shema and go to sleep. But if you're going to go to sleep right away, you're not going to Mishiyakir, at least let them say then, because Min HaTorah, Ki Yishma from Alois. So let them say then, and I hope that they get up and say it midrabanan also. Now, Soif Zman is 3 hours into the day. When? From Alois. Now, what's the cheshbon of all these manim? The cheshbon of all these manim is that people originally, remember, lived by the sun. There was no street lights. So the idea, when it turned dark, people went home from work. It didn't have to do with a time on the clock when you went home. You went home when it was dark.
When it started getting dark.
So in winter, you went home earlier.
They didn't punch.
And they sat home for hours in their home because there's no nightlife. There's nothing to go on. There's no Times Square. It's closed. There's no Avenue J. It's closed. Everything's the lights are off. No one's out. No one wants to go outside. It's dangerous. There's wild animals. There's robbers. You can't see anything. So it's not safe thing. No one's going out. That's the whole thing of Hanukkah, the Pesum Nissa, the half hour, the Tamadoi. They sold the wood. It was still out till another half hour. But people aren't out. So in the morning also, getting up in the morning meant when there's light, you get up. That was it says in the ending of the Krias Shalamita, or Ira Shachar. I should wake up the Shachar, and the Shachar shouldn't wake me up. So that's I'm giving this Hagdama to say like the things changed today. But then, so it says that some people, mixes b'nei Adam, woke up by a lois, and therefore it goes into together with kumecha, because kumecha was said b'lashon yachid, so it could refer to even mu'atim. Mu'atim get up by a lois. However, Chachamim made it together and moved it later, that you shouldn't come to be over to do it before a lois. And they said to read it Mishiyakir. Now Mishiyakir is a zman or roi b'nei Adam gera. I don't know about today. Today now it's easy actually. Now the zmanim are very late now. Neitzach Chama is like 7:30 or something. So 7:20. Now the Neitz Minyanim are very late. It's hard to daven early now.
We couldn't until
6:30.
Yeah.
6:32.
Now it's a problem for people davening early.
Motzi Shabbos, it's going to be pushed even more.
No,
Alois is at 6
Alois-
and
It'll be an hour early.
6:31.
That's the one. So it's a problem for a lot of the early Minyanim. Now,
Hour early.
so it said that Roi b'nei Adam, when are we changing the clock?
Motzi Shabbos.
This Matzah Shabbos. When Roi b'nei Adam get up B'shiyakir, and it's Nimshach Zman till Gimel Shayis B'yoim from Alois, because Mixas b'nei Adam still getting up. So, now, L'maise, we don't follow this, the halacha. The Siyum Hazman. This is the way the Shulchan Aruch paskins, the way the Magen Avraham paskins. However, the Alter Rebbe and the Siddur, and as well as the Vilna Gaon, they changed and held that the 3 hours, you don't rechin, you don't count them from Alois, you count it from Neitz. Meaning the Tchilas Hazman remains the same. Tchilas Hazman and Atayr is Alois, and Midrabanon,
But
Mishiyakir.
you don't count from Alot, you count from the
12
The
hours.
3 hours into the day that B'nai Malachim mixes B'nai Adam are still getting up, are still Kumecha. That you count from Nates and not from Alois. So that's why you always see on the calendars, you see the Zman. Magen Avraham, and then it will say like Gra, sometimes it will say Balatanya also. The Gra Zman is our Zman. That's the Alter Rebbe and the Gra, the same Zman. The Gabi Krias Shema, it could be the Alter Rebbe is 2 minutes earlier, just because the Alter Rebbe has different cheshbon. The Gabi, the Rebbe held that a day, something called Shkia Mitis. There's what looks like it's Shkia, and then there's 4 minutes later Shkia Mitis. So based on that cheshbon, the Alter Rebbe is 2 minutes earlier. But in general, the idea is,
the same thing.
yeah, that they both held that you calculate those 3 hours from Neitzach Chama. And that's a very important thing to know. And by the way, it's negate a lot of things. Also, Zman Tefillah. Zman Tefillah is 1 hour after Zman Kishma, 4 hours into the day. That is also calculated Machlekes Shulchan Aruch and Siddur. Shulchan Aruch says from Alois, and Siddur he says you calculate as 4 hours from Neitzach Chama. And in general, by the way, it's the way the whole day is set up. Meaning the Shaila is a day from Nates to Shkia, or a day from Alois to Tzeis.
Which is much longer.
Yeah. And what's the chiluk? Alois to Tzeis means when there's light out. Does a day mean light, or day means when I see the sun? Alois to Tzeis, you don't see the sun at Alois, you don't see the sun after Shkia.
Right. That's it.
However, there is light. There's sunlight. Alois dawn is not sunrise. You see light. After Shkia sunset, there's no more, you don't see the sun, but there's still light from the sun shining fast from below the horizon. However, the Alter Rebbe and the Gra later, Alter Rebbe later on held, and the Gra held, that the Iker is a day, the Machlekes HaPesachim, is a day is from, calculated from Nates to Shkia. I mean, whenever the sun is here, sunrise to sunset. And when we calculate Shoy's Manias, whether it's for Krias Shema, or Zman Tefillah, or for Chatzois, for all Inyanim, Mincha G'doyla, Mincha Ktana. Everything we calculate from Nates to Shkia. That's why we have a lot of chilukim in the Zmanim. What are the reasons why? We divide the day, the 12-hour time. We take all the minutes. We calculate how many minutes are from Nates till Shkia. How many minutes are in the day?
Divided by 12.
Divide it by 12, and that is your hour, your Shah Zman. And there you do 3 of those is Man Krias Shema, 4 of those is Man Tefillah, 6 of those is Chatzais, 6.5 is Mincha G'doyla, 9.5 is Mincha Ktana. Those are all the cheshbonis.
Always to be different between Katzar and Aro. Sometimes it's a long
Yeah,
day.
changes. That's why it's always changing. It's constantly changing.
Let's in a normal calendar and a Jewish calendar. The Jewish calendar has minutes. like everything's precise in minutes.
Mm.
The non-Jewish calendar, nothing's precise at all.
I want to show you the Zman, what it says in the Siddur. Let's take a look in the back. They brought the Piskei HaSiddur in the back of the. It's page Taf Reish, Taf Aleph, all the way in the back. Taf Reish, Taf Aleph.
Let's get Siddur.
Yeah.
It starts on Shema.
Yeah, well. Taf Reish, Taf Aleph.
It's Fila?
Hilchos Kishon, see there?
Yeah.
But look on the page Taf Reish, Taf Aleph. Yeah, Taf Reish Aleph, Taf Reish Taf Aleph. We have it here, to Chaf Aleph. Just a little bit. Yeah, on the page. And towards the bottom of the page, you see it says Man Krias Shema. Paragraph starts Man Krias Shema. Shal Shachish Revi'ah Hayom, which is a quarter of the day, 3 hours into the day. So Chazar b'ma'od b'kayitz, b'yoser. So very careful in the summer. Shal Lavar Zman. Ki muktim b'kayitz. It's very early in the summer. Shemedinas Elo Neitza Chama b'kayitz u'be'erech Gimel Shoy Samech Ta'ach Chatzos Halayla.
Wow. 3.5 hours.
It was very early in Europe.
Earlier.
It was very early. They have very short nights in the summer.
It's 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, yeah.
Very short. I remember this. I was there for the summer. Very short.
Getting light?
Yeah.
Wow.
Maybe even 2.
Yeah, I remember when I was flying to Israel.
4 o'clock in the morning.
I flew there in the summer 3 years ago. That 3 a.m. was like sunrise.
I remember where I was in one place in Siberia. It was like 2 o'clock. Sunrise.
At night?
Yeah.
And it was light already?
Light outside. I remember waking up, looking outside. It was light out. I mean,
2 o'clock in the morning.
Richmond's probably very early. That's what he's saying. So Zan Kish is very early. He says it's about 3.5 hours after Chatzos. And
So when did they finish?
When
did they finish?
Late.
now that's Nate's, by the way. But Revi'ah Hayoim Arba Shois or Revi'ah, 4.5 hours later. Nimsa Kala Hazman Begimel Revi'ah Shoshim, meaning 7:45 in the morning. This around 7:45 in the morning, summertime. Krias Shema is already over.
Oh.
So you have to be careful with that in the summertime.
This is particular.
Look what he says further. Fisha Moida Hashois, the Ein Kulam Hoilchem Be'emes. They didn't have accurate clocks then. Usafik Shal Toida. V'gam and Rei L'tzam, it's not a Roi to wait to the last minute. Chayin Sol Chazar, Ligum Kisha V'Saif Shal Shviz. The Kayitz. The ending of the 7th hour. Meaning, like, at 7 o'clock. By 7 o'clock, give yourself time, so you have time that you're not waiting till the last minute. I remember when Shmuel, the Mashpia, the Wolf Greenglass, Alav Shalom, I remember him pointing this out, that he felt that the Oilam, even today, the Oilam should be careful. I don't know, the Meida HaShois, the Kud doesn't still hold, but the Gamarei Einrei, the Tzamsim still holds, that you shouldn't wait till the last minute. But upon him, you see here in the Siddur This is one of the places where we see the change in the Siddur. Okay, let's go back to the Shulchan Aruch, page Reish Zayin Roz, Sif Dalet. ומצווה המובחר של לקרויסה מיד משהי היום ישיר שנסבר אלא כבוסיקין. It's a mitzvah and a mufchar
Where's the
to...
change in this psak? From the Shulchan Aruch.
Wait, what?
How does it change from the Shulchan Aruch?
Where does he calculate the 3 hours from?
The mates.
Nate. Yeah.
No. And it's Medoy.
Could it be in a few other places also?
That's Medoy, the mates.
Yeah, so it's a few other places. It could be there's a few other places also that he mentions it in the Siddur.
I mean, if you count it from a list, it would be literally impossible for you to keep Istama. Maybe that's why you're here.
I don't know. It's no, that I'll never change this manner. This is I went through the shittas once. I mean, there's different shittas in this. How you calculate a day? How do you mechashev a day?
Right.
A lot of discussion about it. There's a big Chok Yankiv in Hilchos Pesach, very long Gra. There's a lot of discussions about this in a few places. This comes when it get matzah. It all comes into the sheer mill. It gets a lot of things get involved in this whole sheer mill. Is 18 minutes, 24 minutes. There's a lot of things that are negaya to this, figuring out, working out from the Gemaras what Chazal considered a yoyim, how you mechashev a yoyim.
Oh.
There's Taisus Yamtif and Lavush. There's a lot
You
of...
have to understand, they did not have a clock like us.
Right.
We know every second of the minute. They did not know. Everything was there.
Right.
So,
Lamaisa, even though we said that Midrab,
Per second.
I guess it'd be very close.
it's unbelievable.
what is this?
Whoever made it,
Mine.
unbelievable. Every day changing, exactly.
Come on, Shark.
To the minute.
But in the army.
Every day is down to the minute.
Yeah, listen, saves man Krias. Now, what's today? Today is Chav
28.
Vav, yeah?
Okay.
Chav Vav Tishrei. Magen Avram 9:19. They actually have a two sheetas
Yeah.
in the Magen Avram.
Your favorite times.
Depends on what you said, the mill. How big on the mill is.
Sorry for being a bit off topic, but I think this
So, but the grow Balatanya 10 o'clock. The man Krias Shema saves the man is 10 o'clock.
There was more labor also.
He brings up the Shazman is today's 52.7 now.
52.7. They don't write it on here, but we write it in.
Money.
Yeah.
On this man thing.
And in the airport,
It's very close to an equal hour.
Yeah.
I'm saying.
52.7 something.
Yeah.
Well, your needs is at 7:24 and Shkia is
Saying-
at 7:20.
He also deframed it.
Shkia is at 5:55. 7:24, 5:55. So
Saying it's almost like a 6 to 6 day.
yeah.
what's the time you're allowed to tell us to fill in the morning? And I'm o'clock this morning is morning.
6:33.
Only is 6:33. Right?
Yeah.
Well,
There's no machine that's
Okay.
earlier than this.
So that boy say,
some people say later.
even though Minadin, you could start reading Shema from Mishiyakir, Mitzvah Mufchar to wait, to do it like the Vesikin do. Shahayu, the Gemara says, Vesikin shemechaven lekroisa ma'at koidem eitzachama k'dishi saimu kriyishma b'chesed and ego yisol im haneitzachama. Sha'oz zman tefillah chatchila. She's very simon peitas. Zman tefillah is the chatchila starts later than kriyishma. Yispalo miyad delismech geula letefillah. Ish yuchol chavim v'lasis kein scharim merubah ma'oid u'muftach lo yishuhu ben elam haba. Mishen Yochel asks Cain. In lahaktim lehalikis kishma l'spala koydem nitzachama. You shouldn't read kishma and daven before nitzachama. Because it's not lechatchila to daven before nitzachama. Only b'diavad when you're traveling, you have to daven early, you could daven before. Ala acher nitzachama. Kishazman atfil lechatchila acher nitzachama. Zman krish nimshach ad via yoim lechatchila. Even lechatchila you could do kriyishma later. Shavasikin shemagdim and likris koydem nitzachama ma'at lehoy magdim shum chayves kriyishma. Hakaday lechaven v'spalol v'medumei chama v'chitzasa. Snapshot that the reason why they used to read Kriyishma before Nates is because of an ingen to read Kriyishma before Nates. No. There's no ingen to read Kriyishma before Nates. You can read Kriyishma before Nates, you can read Kriyishma after Nates. There's no difference. You're allowed to lechatchila read Kriyishma all the way up till the Seif Zman. Alamayim, it's a the Maila of Tefillah. They want to daven with the Chama. As soon as the Chama comes up, you already start Shemon Esrei, there's such a Maila. So that's why they would do Kriyishma before Nates. So therefore, but if you're not going to be doing that, don't go and say, oh, I need to say Kriyishma before Nates, and I'll also daven before Nates. No. First Kriyishma for after Nates, because there's no ingen specifically to put Kriyishma before. We only did it because of a Sikin. If you're not davening the Sikin, then do everything after. Later. Because Zman Tefillah is a Chatchila after Nates, not earlier. Today's days, because of the Zman, people have to go to work. Some people do it earlier. They're davening earlier.
Detroit.
Early at night.
Dates is like 8:30.
They do it over here too. I see them some places doing it here also. That some minyanim.
The minute I daven now in the morning, so we did without us and tefillin to Shtaba, and by 7:35, without us tefillin started. What should I do? We want to finish 7 o'clock.
Okay, so but tefillah, what time you start Shemon Esrei?
It will be like 5 minutes after.
So it's not. It's really davening before Nates.
We have no choice.
Right? Okay, so that's what I'm saying. You have no choice. It's b'diavad. That's b'diavad tefillah because you have no choice. You have to go to work.
Detroit Nates is at 8:01.
8:01. Wow. It's the latest in the United States.
I think it's late on the Eastern time zone.
Wow.
It's down there on Shabbos, 8:30, dark outside. It's the weirdest thing.
Actually?
Yeah.
That's the point?
Yeah.
So our Hasidim Rishonim used to be hour or 2 hours before the Tefillah preparing themselves. So they could get up earlier.
Where you start working.
Chassidim Mishaynim, Chassidim Mishaynim, you know?
We have no choice.
Yeah. However, there's another shita. The Ramban and Rabbeinu Yoina hold that no, there is an inyan to read Kriyishma before Nates. Shagam mishum choyves Kriyishma yivdim lekrois akodim mitzachama. Till now we said that the reason why they read it before Nates is only for the tefillah. So you should be able to daven right away the nets, but there's no mila for Kriyishma. It's only a mila for the tefillah. But these are Rishonim say no. There's also a mila in the Kriyishma before Nates. Shatchili shekrois b'shah shushas kimol l'rei b'nei adam. In this bar. In those times, only Bnei Malachim slept after Nates.
We had a long night.
Last is Kivasikin. Yashilis Megula Tfila Lachatchila. Elukei Yuchalachavin. Someone who can't be mechavan to do vasikin, he can't do smichas gula tefillah. Because what's his eitzah? Tefillah you're not allowed to do before nates. Kriya Shema, you're supposed to do before nates. So you're not going to be able to hit them together. Unless you can be mechavan to do vasikin. If you can't mechavan to vasikin, you're going to lose out smichas gula tefillah. Elam Kain, Yuchel Chaven, Shikal Apochis, Parshain, Kodim Nitzachama. Vadai. Read one parsha before Nitzachama. Vispal Acher Nitzachama. with the brachas haste, the brachas kishma. Even though you're not doing the sikin, but at least you're being yoytze this day of the Rambana ben Yoina by reading a Pasha Shoyna Koidim that they held that Chatchili is supposed to do it before Neitzachama. If that you can't either do, I'm not sure why you can't do this. I guess time-wise, you don't have enough time to. You have to go to work. So you must just separate the davening.
Not davening.
Before Nates. According to the Shita, it's better to do Krias koidem. Who's the halacha like? But according to the Shita, you should split the davening. We don't do this.
Because they didn't know the time, so they would either if they davened outside, they would see. If they didn't daven outside, they have to look outside.
Sure.
So if it was cloudy or whatever, they didn't see it.
Are you saying that means lo yichul lechavin?
Yeah.
I came one time from Israel early, in the morning. One daven shachar told me go to 770, 11 o'clock the davening. So it's a quick also. So I went to 770 and I had the minyan.
This is in
So
Israel.
where Kriyat Shema? Maybe I said Kriyat Shema when I left.
Earlier.
Yeah.
But over here he's saying, according to the Rambana ben Yoina, you should split the davening. You cannot daven v'sikin, and you can't for some reason. I don't know why you can't say Krias Shema. Why can't you say Pasha Shoyna Koidim? I don't know. Maybe because you need to go to work later, so you don't have enough time to push off
The tefillah.
the whole Berachas Krias Shema later.
Right.
You want to do everything early as you could. So says do Berachas Krias Shema and Krias Shema before Neitzachama because the Dai Tom the tefillah you're not allowed to say Krias Shema after Neitz. So you have to do it earlier. And the tefillah you have to do after Neitz. You do tefillah after Neitz. And you won't be doing some same Gula tefillah because they held that's more important. It's more important that Krias Shema should be done in the Zman that Roy B'nai Adam get up, which is Misha Yakir at Neitzacham. Who's the halacha like? Top of page. Yes? The Iker Kisvara Yishoina. The Iker is not like the Rambana ben Yoina. First opinion, the Afal Pikain, Nochin Lachos Sorach Reina. It is good to be concerned for the later opinion. Velikis Lapachis Parashis Yishoina Koine Tzachama. Avishdain Lavash Tzitzis Tefillin. Even if you didn't put on Tefillin Tzitzis yet. V'achan Tzachama, you can akula imrechisa v'yisma gula Tefillah. One nakuda you should try to be yoytze their shita if you could say Pasha V'Shoyna Koidem Neitzachama. So what comes out from here I just want to point out that if someone got up early and they're up before Neitzachama, these days there's an Indian to say Shema. I don't know if people are zoyer in this, but Indian to say Shema before Neitzachama. To be yoytze the shita. To be yoytze the shita that the Vesikin wasn't just for the mile of tefillah they used to do Vesikin. This is learned out from Vesikin. It wasn't only that tefillah should be right when the Chama comes out. It's also because Krias Shema is supposed to be a little bit, it's supposed to be more Nates, according to their shita. So therefore, if you are up before Nates, you should say, and you see Nates is coming, you should say Pasha Yishoyna at least. Pasha Yishoyna, Lapachis, he says. Lapachis, Pasha Yishoyna, read before Nates. Meaning read it till Visharecha, before Nates, and then Nates comes on, and you'll daven whenever you daven with your brachas. That's what comes out. Sifhei.
This is only if you're davening of the second minyan that you're gonna do Krias Shema before Nates.
Sorry?
this is only if you're davening a Vasikan minyan, you should do this thing.
No, correct. If you do the Vasikin, you covered all your bases.
Right.
The Vasikin is the best. Can't get better than the Vasikin.
But if I'm going to work early, I should do Shema and then.
What are you going? You're going to work early, and you're davening early also.
Right.
This is an early night shift. He's going to work before nights.
Put it here like this: when they did this Vasikin, what was the value of it? What was the
Wait
value?
for the sun. Hashke Masaboker.
You are davening Shemana Esrei with the sun.
Yep.
That is the conventional opinion. Some Rishonim say that's not the only reason why they used to daven Vasikin. There is also something special for Krias Shema being said before Neitzacham. I mean, we know that Krias Shema you're allowed to say till the Seif Zman. You look at the wall, and you look at your Zmanim, and you do Krias Shema till the Seif Zman. Certainly, Shainim held that the reason why the Vasikin would say Krias Shema right before Nates and then daven at Nates was not only because of the Maila of for Shemana Esrei davening with the sun. There's also an important idea of saying Shema before Nates Achama. So now, even if you are not davening Vasikin, most people don't daven Vasikin. Most of the Krias doesn't daven Vasikin. There are Vasikim in Yanim, but most people don't daven Vasikin. If you don't daven Vasikin, comes out from here, there is an idea of still saying Krias Shema before Neitzachama.
Interesting.
Yeah, before sunrise, if you're up earlier, you shouldn't say, oh, I have plenty of time to be. There's an idea of saying Shema Neitzachama, because there are certain sheets say that's the Zman L'chatchila. They also agreed that the Evid you could do it till later on L'chatchila.
It's like before Chassid, it's 7 o'clock, sun hasn't risen yet. Say
Yeah. Yeah. It's not a Bal Nefesh. It's interesting enough. It's a Nachin Lachosh. The Shita, this is based on the Beis Yosef.
This exempts you from saying Shema later. Obviously.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong. Because only Milas
It's just the first paragraph, or
at least to do this special thing. If you say all of it in Matayv Manayim, and you don't lose anything out by doing it earlier. It's only an issue of doing it before Mishiyakir. Before Mishiyakir is already Midrabanan, you're supposed to do Mishiyakir. Sif Hey, Imloi Kara Isa Koidem Neitzachama, Yishahaktim the Kreis Mehera Konshach. If you did not do this, you did not before Neitzachama, as much as you could, Im Yesh Leitzitz in Tefillin. If you have tzitzis and tefillin, because it's always better to read Krias Shema tzitzis and tefillin, because you mentioned tzitzis and tefillin in Kishim. It's Sibur, the Spali Mom as well. If you have a minion to daven with them, Misay Megula Tefillah, meaning if you have no reason why to wait, you should say Krias Shema with your sisters in Tefillah, down with a minion to be Sema Gula Tefillah, that your Shema is that you're being Yotzei the Chavasa is in Tefillah. Now, Sivav. Mishu Onos, Kshemashkim, lots of the derech, Miyad Shalom HaShachar, people's traveling, because he needs to leave it sooner. It says, Do'on Amakim, Gedudei Chaya Velistim. Shitzarech, Elechus Meheda, is going through a safari. Liyucholamed Amakim Echot, Kshigizman Kishmo, Leilachavim B'Kriyasa. He can't stand in one spot, and he can't have Kavanah. Afilu Pasuk Yishim Bavad. It's not an issue of the mokim. It's an issue of the Bnei Shayara. I can wait for you, and you need to go travel with them. Shigiyas man Krias Shema sheyuchol lambid v'chavin yochol l'kreis beis miyam shel mashacher miyas megul tefillah yispalo. I'm a derabbanan. It's no good until Neitzachama. I'm sorry, till after Mishiyakir. Shemakim Oinis in Mido de Betoira Shemashal and Meshacher Zmanahu. Minatayra min al Meshacher is Zman of Krias Shema. For the Oinis, yeah, the Oinis, that's what I'm saying about the Shuas by night. Saying if it is a Oinis, so better to read it, to say it earlier. Yeshi Shoimer Shuadink Shish Kfuras Meis Be'ir. If it's a Kfura that day, Oy Mila, Oy Yoimar Rava, meaning a Shana Rabba, Shemar b'metachnun achar tefillah, Mitzrichim l'mar l'spalo, because they want to daven early, because it's such a long davening. That's also considered an oinus. Not only it's such a serious thing, like you're going on a trip and you have to be with a caravan, it can be dangerous. But even if it's a busy day, you're going to have to go to Levaya that day. You're going to have to go to, you're going to Mila, or it's Yom Mashana Rabbah, you want to daven earlier, you could also say Kriya Shema, Sha'ol Mashacher, from daven. He has one issue over here.
Right.
You have to skip out Yoitzer Ur.
It's too early.
It's interesting. Those people that daven,
They don't skip it up. Detroit, they don't skip it.
they don't skip out the Yoitzer Ur.
Detroit, Cincinnati.
Right.
So maybe the Mishabura.
It means it's at 8. So the daven shakas, at least it's at 6:30, because the daven shakas is 7.
That's the only 6%.
It's later. Because out of town cities, they don't have minimum like so the 1 minute and everybody davens.
That's it.
Yeah. No mini factory, there's no
You miss it.
Yeah.
That's it. That home.
when I lived in Boston, the last shakas was 8 o'clock. Disaster.
Well, I can try to find it.
Wow.
Should not say the bracha Yoitzer, meaning for whole bracha from the beginning to the end, yeah? The whole bracha should push the off the later.
Like, what do people do with that?
Oh, it's 8 o'clock in the last minute. Oh my.
Yeah, it sounds like tax. Yeah. It is a bit so fun.
I get used to it, the people.
Yeah, they love it. Or they don't download them in.
So let us learn another sif.
Eventually, it's like,
Oh, my mission must be.
eventually.
Because all these sifim, really, a lot of them are connected. Misha mashkim sif zayin, misha mashkim instead of shaloi b'mokim g'du l'chai b'listed. Gam b'nei asher ein b'nei asher nechbazim kol kach b'derech b'inin shiyuchol amed l'chaven fil pasuk ishim b'vad excuse my kisha lo yikeh b'beis yepshal l'shachar. Don't be soymech, because it's not such a big oinus, because you could say one pasuk. You could stand, say it, and have kavanah.
Pull over and
So, El Baderech, Shigis Man Kiyashma, say it then. Hey, Chinegam Tefillah, how you do davening, we'll talk about Tefillah, how you should do davening when in such a situation. But if you can read one pasuk, it seems like the Iker Min HaTorah is like the first Shita.
Stop.
That pasuk Rishon Bavad is the Iker Min HaTorah. Because over here, if you could say pasuk Rishon Min HaTorah, so then we're going to tell you don't rely on doing it before Mashiach. Do it later. In Sifchas he says, what ends the mice? You weren't honest, but you did this. You weren't an honest, and you, for some reason, you said Yishma Malshal Mashacher. Yatza should be the Eved and do the B'tei B'cholim. But the Eved, Chazal said we just go by the entire. They did not remove it and say, but the Eved you weren't Yatza also. In Kara B'lei B'chesel, Yachzel Kais B'zman B'chesel. She'af Shekar Yatzi Chevis Kishma. Just because you said it earlier, you were Yaitza, doesn't mean you can't say it again and do the brachas.
So David HaMelech has in his
That answers the
Shema
question.
Israel, I don't remember. In his Tehillim, we have Shema Israel?
In Tehillim, we have it in the Chumash.
Yeah, in the Chumash, I know, but in the Tehillim,
No.
No, there's not.
nothing about Shema Israel.
You
Tefillah is not
just
a
answered the question I asked before.
What was your question?
I'm
The
just
Tehillim
curious.
does.
Like, huh?
It's
My
not
question
the
before
Tehillim,
was
but
if you
the-
say it in the morning before Shkias Chama, Netzachama, you said it's fine. You don't really have to say it later. No, you didn't say that.
Because I'm talking about after the time Mishiyaker.
Right.
There's 3 times. There's Alois, dawn, Neitzachama, which is sunrise. In the middle, you have Mishiyaker, the time when it's light enough outside. It's not yet sunrise. It's light enough that you can recognize your friend.
Right.
So, Minat Torah, Krias Shema, you could start Alois. Midrabanan, Mishiyaker. And the Seif Zman is 3 hours after Neitzachama, according to the Alter Rebbe in the Siddur. Now, there is some Yishayim the hell. There's an Inyan that L'chatchila you should say Shema before Neitz, meaning after Mishiyaker, before sunrise. I mean, don't let sunrise come about and you haven't said Shema. A little bit before sunrise, you should say Shema. But if you didn't, you still yaitz it, even according to that sheet. That's what we said. If you woke up early and you live before dawn, before Neitz, say Shema.
Person with the honey, what's your hand? That's a Shema.
David's
He's not
there. We just get to see his room.
He's Mishra.
He's coming. He's coming. David, I sent you an email. You saw?
I thought he came to New York.
I sent you an email a few weeks ago.
It's your birthday.
Trump rally.
I can't hear. Doesn't hear. It is.
He's smiling. He doesn't hear.
Let me open it. How do you unmute?
Bill Trump rally in Florida. Wait for the
It's
ticket.
unmute.
The Bill Trump rally in Florida.
I was in New York for Yantif.
Listen, I sent you an email a few weeks ago. I found some pictures of you going by the Rebbe.
Really?
Where do you find them?
Children. I don't know if it's Maishi or Nissi.
How do I get them?
I sent them to your email. So maybe it went to spam. I don't know.
All right, I'll find it. I'll
Send
just
you a
search.
link.
Yeah.
It's probably before Yom Kippur. Before Yom Kippur, maybe.
Is he gonna
All
get
right.
it out?
Take a look.
I was in Brooklyn.
If you don't find it, send me an email and remind me. I'll find it for you.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
You one time sent me an email, so I responded to that.
Yeah. I got back last night.
I put it in my.
Very good. Have a good year.
I could have gone to the rally at
Twice.
Madison Square Garden, but I had too many things, you know.
It was a long wait.
Very long wait. I saw pictures of people,
Yeah, they couldn't fit it.
16,000 people though.
and there were at least 1,000 people.
They were sold out.
The people had to wait from the early morning to get in. People waiting online.
They said
The
that
whole day's affair.
approximately 200,000
From Mishiyaker.
200,000 wanted to attend.
They were there before Mashiach. I heard the people that went. It was before Mashiach. They were standing there in line hours and hours.
When did they get there?
Able to say the Shema and get a Vasikan minion there.
What is it called?
Politics in America is like a religion.
And
It's another religion.
they put
One of the
the
major religions.
Yeah.
You know, there's Judaism and there's also politics is another religion.
Trumpism.
Criticism.
They put the fill-in. I saw a picture of
That's all the more. It was a real religious event.
You know, 3 weeks ago was a bombing.
The
Israeli bases in the army in Golani.
yeah,
My grandson was there.
he was there by the dining room.
He was back by the dining room, but his mefaked, this was training place. His mefaked told him, go clean second Hadar Ochel. He got out, I was there.
Wow.
And they said another thing, 8 guys were sitting there, they're all religious. And they went to Maim Chonim. Maim Chonim, it's all the way. So they got up and they went there in the mountain.